Seamus Evans. I'm a comedian and a public speaker, and I have Tourette syndrome.
Hey Seamus, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for having me, man.
So, could you explain to us what Tourette's is and how it affects you?
Tourette's is a neurological condition. It's made up of tics, both physical and vocal tics, and you need to have both physical and vocal in order to be classed as Tourette syndrome. It's a really, really complex condition where essentially everybody's brain always self-regulates itself and will constantly send signals to the body. It'll send a signal of move your knee, twiddle your toes, whatever it is. But everyone has a gate to stop the unnecessary signals at the bottom of the brain. People with Tourette's have either a weak or no gate, so it sends through these tics. And under the umbrella of Tourette's, there are so many different other conditions. Like, it's super complex. There's ADHD, OCD, autism. There are so many different things that come under the Tourette's umbrella. Very, very rarely will you ever have someone who just has Tourette's. They will always have something else with it.
Or how it affects you?
How it does affect me? My tics?
Yeah.
I have so many different tics. When I was growing up, grunting is a big one. When I was growing up, I had a verbal tic of mum, man, A. Mum, man, A. I'd always have to say that. Mum, man, A. And I learnt how to bark like an amazing dog. Like, the amount of times I'd be going through shopping centres and be like, ruff, ruff, ruff. So many different ones. Overcoming the challenges with Tourette's to stay in media was a daily task. Every single day, from the moment I woke up to the moment I went to sleep, I would work on myself. I would focus on my body. How am I feeling? What are these tics that I'm realizing? Am I tired? Am I hungry? Am I frustrated? Am I anxious? Am I stressed? What's enhancing them? And I would focus on them. The best way I describe having a tic is like an itch on your arm. You can sit there and have an itch on your arm and just scratch it, and someone will go, oh, you just scratch your arm. And you go, oh, I didn't even realize. Because it's just a subconscious thing you just do, right, without even realizing. But I sat there and I was like, okay, I've got an itch on my arm. How can I scratch that itch without actually doing the scratch movement? And so I would just slowly change it. So for example, instead of doing a big head nod like that in the middle of an interview, what I would do if I was interviewing you, I'd be like, so Connor, where'd you get that shirt? Oh, okay. Oh, no way. That's amazing. And so I would just redirect it and disguise it and manipulate my tics. I got made redundant from my job in radio, and I kind of had a bit of a life crisis moment. Wasn't too extreme, but my 13-year career had come to an end, and I thought, what am I going to do now? And I had some self-realization moments, and I thought, well, I didn't fail at that job. That industry failed me. And I wrote down a whole list of things that all the skills I had acquired over the 13 years of being in media, radio, television, stand-up comedy. And I thought, I've had such an amazing career. I think it's time I give back. And I remember thinking when I was in school, what I needed was someone to come in and say, hey, it's okay that you're different. You can achieve anything you want to achieve. You just got to work on it. You got to want it and you got to work on it. And that's exactly what I needed. So I've decided to go into schools and teach kids how to overcome adversity and build resilience by sharing how I had to overcome the challenges faced with Tourette's in order to pursue my dream of working in television and radio. The advice I'd give to someone struggling with Tourette's is, it's okay. It's going to be all right. It sucks, but you're going to get through it. And having Tourette's is a personal, intimate relationship with you and this thing. You have to accept it. You have to learn to love it because it's not going anywhere. There's no cure. And you got to learn how to deal with it. And you got to learn how to turn that from a negative to a positive.